Hi and welcome to my channel. So today in this video we will try to understand how we can create this second table from this first table. So let's try to understand this problem first. So we have a transaction table, and in this transaction table we have ID, country, state, amount and transaction date. And we want to create this second table from this first table, and in this second table we want details of transaction count, total transaction amount, approved transaction count and approved transaction amount by year, month and country. If you can see, for this 2023 December month we have two rows, this first row and this last row. And in 2023 December there are two transactions happen in US. One got declined whereas one got approved, and the declined transaction amount was 2000 whereas the approved transaction amount was 1000. So for this 2023 12 we have one row here, and this country is showing that in which country this transaction has been happened. So these two rows are for US, so that is why we have US here, and there are two transactions done, so that is why the total count is 2, and the total amount of transaction is this is 20, this is this is 2000 and this is 1000, so that is why 3000 is there. And out of these two transactions one transaction got approved, which is this one, so that is why this count is 1, and the transaction approved amount is 1000, so that is why we have this 1000 here. So let's now see how we can generate the second table from this first table. So we can do this with select, because we want year and month from this transaction date. So we can do this by cast, and we can take date part, and from this date part we can take year from this transaction date. And we can say this as VARCHAR, and because year should always be in 4 length, so we are giving this as length 4. And because after year we need this dash, so we are adding this dash, and after this dash we want the month, so again we are using cast, and in this we are using date part again, and in date part we are using month, and we need the month from trans date as varchar, and this should always be length 2. So, and we can name this as year, month, and from this trans table. So let's try to run this first and see if we are getting the correct result. So you can see now we have this year and month, but you can see in this year and month this month is coming only single digit, but we should have to get this 0 1 right instead of 1. So to solve this we can use one more function, which is uh, write, and in this write we are adding 0, and we can close this function. And also we are saying that we need up to 2 digits. That means if already there are 2 digits then no need to add anything, but if there are no 2 digits then add 0. So let's run this now. So now you can see we have year and month, and after this we also want the country names, so we are giving country, and also we need the count of total transactions. So we can use count, and count of total transactions means count of state, and we can name this as total trans count. And we also need the sum of the total transactions, so we are using sum of this amount as, and we can name this as total trans means total transaction amount. And we also need two more things. We need the count of approved transactions, and also we need the sum of approved transaction amount. So to do this we can do this with case statement, and we can say that sum of case when state state is equal to approved, then one and. So we are saying that whenever we are getting any approved transaction, we are returning this one, and at the end we are summing up all of these ones together using this sum function. That means if suppose in our table if we have three approved transactions, so in that case we will get three times ones, and at the end we are summing all these three one together, so we will get three at the end. So, and we can say this as approved transactions. And also we want the approved transaction amount, so again we can use the same, and instead of one we can give this as amount, and we can say this as approved transaction amount. And also we need to group by this table by this year, month and country. So in group by we can use these two together, and we can use group by. Now let's run this query and see if we are getting the final result. Okay, we have some issue in this table. So okay, we have some issue in this code. Okay, the reason is because we have also used as month here. So let's remove this and rerun this query. So now you can see we have this year, month and country by transactions, and in this we are getting total transaction count, total transaction amount, approved transactions and approved transaction amount. So this is the way to solve this problem. And yes, going forward I will be posting few more questions related to SQL. So please like my video and subscribe my channel, because if you subscribe my channel I will be going to create more videos related to interviews and SQL concepts. This actually motivates me. So thank you. Bye bye.